Welcome back to another episode of Spaceman 2.0, the Phoenix Truth Rising show, where we help you grow in the knowledge and truth. So, back to From Here to Armageddon Part 6, and I'm going to continue on with Chapter 3 and finish that one off. Nothing new about spaceman. There is not new about spacemen. Okay, so nothing new about spacemen. There is not new about spacemen. Once we, were called angels, no more and no less. All through time, man has heard the voice of God or of the angels. Today there are ones like Dharma who hear the voice of spacemen. There is nothing strange or mystical about it. She is monitored and attuned to frequencies specific to several of us of this dimension. Further, she is wired to receive signals, such as your radio transmission codes. She is a receiver and translator. She takes our mental projection codes and translates them into your language, or rather, her data system picks up our blips and bleeps. They come through at such speed as to be a shrill whistle of differing tonal levels. There's absolutely nothing miraculous at all. It is her accepted duty. She is prominent in what we unceremoniously refer to as Sector Share Sean Project. Commander Hatton will usually give code numbers of your binary digit system to represent TS-7251-3, then identifies project and vortex location. We know exactly where every man, woman, and child and ship is at all times, both on your surface and here. I have often been referred to as a computer. Well, I do have all the Akashic records stored in my own computer databanks. A majority of that information is now being downloaded into Dharma's data system, whereby her terminal can be instantly accessed. She is what you would call a carrier, for she does not have knowledge of the codes to access the information on her own, just as a computer. She has agreed to make available information via our code signals. We are your link to the higher celestial spheres and our own within the great network of holy spirits, whose primary function is to get mankind awake and receiving in order to become enlightened. We are also given the responsibility of making sure your planet and, dear ones, your country remains in one piece until the physical universe as you know it is transferred into the ethereal form. We come from the divine source. Do not mistake us for any of the brotherhood of fallen angels who traverse the universal spaceways with defrocked Lucifer. Lucifer managed to annihilate his own namesake planet and the one Meldek in your own solar system. His are most tenacious and stalwart troops. You had better begin to get your shields in functioning order, for 'tis over your souls the battle is fought. You upon the orb who are of us have never tasted spiritual death, but you have experienced many physical passages. You are now on assignment, and it is time you each claim your command. You are sent forth as leaders, not tag-alongs. Those who would be in your battalions cannot function and unify until you, the leaders sent forth, get your own duffel bag packed and remember your marching orders. So be it. How many are you stopping? Before this generation is through, you will observe the greatest celestial activity ever witnessed from your planet. As our so-called clouds of heaven, silver clouds, Dharma, arrive in great numbers and defy your wind as they remain or oppose it. That is why it is mentioned that Christ's very return shall be on the clouds of heaven. They are the vehicles when fully materialized. You witness them in your spaces, just above your surface, and you fail to recognize us. So here's a picture taken actually in California of cloud formations. And this is actually a ship materializing into physical form from the etheric form. So that's pretty interesting. Look out for these clouds. Emmanuel referred to us specifically when he said, "These come as my angels to reap that which has been sown, to divide and set asunder the tares from the wheat, to gather the wheat into my barn. For I am the householder who cometh at the end of the day for an account from his servants, and to give to all men justly in the manner given by them to me." Sananda speaks. Those who come in my name go from heart, sealing them against that day and marking them for deliverance and safety from all that would destroy. So I shall come on to those who follow me, to listen to the voices, so these who come from other worlds, and harden not your hearts against their words nor practices. Rather lift up love unto them and desire for their coming, for they are the angels of the harvest. I am Sananda, who now speaks, and this is my message to the world. Heed it most carefully, for you are within the time allotted for thy transition. Who will recognize of me? Take note of that which mine commanders shall share with thee, for your days are numbered. Will you come home with me, or will you be too long in the loitering? I place mine seal and the seal of Atan upon these messages, that you do not misunderstand that which has come into thy personal grasp. Ashtar returned. Ashtar to return. I am not an office called Ashtar, a sitter to hound thy reactors. I am a person, even as you are a person, and not a title. I exist and am not a myth. I am not a non-entity, neither am I from the second density. I am a being and not an influence, a soldier of the light and not a ghost. Yes, I have had many imitators, but strong-hearted ones have not been deceived, for that is impossible. Accusers have sought to bring approach upon my name as a designed strategy, but I continue on faithfully doing my duty to God and His creation. I expect you once to do likewise. If that is stern, then I am most stern. When we are busy in dedicated service, and we have never been more occupied to the cause of light, we have neither the time nor the energy to pause to waste on your ever-present ever-present critics and attackers. You will waste no time on such either. Do I make myself quite clear? It does not and has not perturbed my deportment one iota when accusations have been formed to discredit my words or my person. I expect no less from you. You will be guided when you need to make personal statements to the news press, etc. Do not enter into doctrinal quarrels nor fabrication accusations, nor till not of thy business what others think of you, nor of us. Discrepancy naturally enters when souls are quick to accept what another has said, even when that one has been proven incorrect, and to further enlarge and dogmatize the thought form. Have your fun and jollies, but do not take it with seriousness. God is also humor, and it will be all that will save your sanity on many an occasion. If you are without something to do, enjoy your quibbling, but you of mind should never be without something to do of great purpose. Let me note about gossip or attitudes of any sort. The mind is closed upon a final version of a concept without further personal research or openness to discussion, then any further explanation, clarification, or understanding is rendered unsuccessful. When a false crystallization has therefore taken place, those who would otherwise attempt a clarification simply withdraw until further growth takes place. Remember the beloved Dharma. Get this one. Though his own clearly understood his person, yet, ere the cock crowed thrice, did they deny him, just the tiniest of the reminders. Dear heart. As ridiculous as it may sound, that some would say Ashtar didn't and doesn't exist. You can readily understand the mountain of opposition this would conceal if it could be made believable. Well, so it shall be. The genesis is that those who do not know me can be bent by every wind. Those who know me cannot be in the least swayed. To understand the truth of the teachings of the Master Crystal's teacher is to know the truth of thy brethren in the other dimensions. You cannot have one without the other. Ponder it. Bless it be your land. I do not function alone, dear ones. I have the host of heaven at my call. Germain, Michael, I cannot name them all. Yours is a blessed land, and I mean your country. It is distressed and possessed, but it is blessed and shall be tended with loving, nurturing care through its tribulation, for from it is destined to come the new. What a blessed, blessed gift. In your land, those voices that are raised in the interest of true freedom for all men who have influencing force of note are soon slain or removed. Great ones of your dimension who have attempted to raise their voices in the cause of freedom eventually fall into the hands of their assassins. When there was uniting, however, to a wondrous cause, you ones rallied and joined into one force, and then joined your commands with those of your allies and moved as an allied unit. I take no note of individuals. I take note of the unity and what can be accomplished in unity for truth and wisdom. During those times of your history, organization, not chaos, was predominant. You must have order and deliberation of organized action to prevail. If there were times upon your dense experience whereby ones could unite, Can you not do it of it for your own liberation? Do you believe that we of the higher worlds are any less capable than you of earth? So be it. Would we not also disdain disorder and chaos? We who can see beyond what you can see, know beyond what you know? Would we not also see the value of joining our scattered energies into one unified effort toward the goal of guarding and guidance of Earth? Therefore, as your allied command had its leaders, so our allied command has its leaders. All commanders work in unison and love throughout the galaxy. Thus do we strive as one, as do you who serve the light from your dimension. We are all one in purpose and unity for the incoming kingdom of God on Earth. I apologize for my vociferous response and abundance of words, which comes only from the abundance of my heart. I am abundantly proud of my commanders, and I am humbled to have them in my service. I cannot give credit to each without writing another entire manual, but I also indebted to a few, such as Commander Corton, that I must mention his label and give credit. He has arranged the entire of the communication networks in superb perfection against great odds. There will come a day when men of Earth will rise up and understand each of our roles. We salute you in all that we embody, as well as all that we shall accomplish for the fulfillment of the will of God and in the service unto the creation. Receive you these words with our blessed and benefication. I move to stand by, Dharma, that you might have respite. Thank you, Chella. To stand by, Ashtar out. So that's the end of Chapter 3. We're going to move on to Chapter 4. Next segment, Annihilate Your Planet, starts off with. And may you understand the truth, and the truth shall set you free. This is Spaceman 2.0 with the Phoenix Truth Rising show, and I'm out.